Hey there, it's me, Vicky from Rasadeva, and I am here today to show you how to use a pendulum for intuitive guidance. So a pendulum can be anything really. It can be as simple as a string with a paper clip on it. I've used that before to douse the sex of my friend's baby, and the pendulum was right. And I've also used very fancy pendulums, like ones that have crystals in them or other kind of meaningful things. The one I'm going to use today is just a really basic wooden pendulum. It's nice and light, and it's on just a small cord. Now, sometimes you'll find them on a small cord or a chain. Whatever you find, I encourage you to go out and shop for some pendulums, and I will leave a link for my favorite place to shop for pendulums at the end of this video. And then just find the one that really works for you, and you'll probably have more than one because they're so useful. I have one here in my office. I have one in my little essential oil flower essence kit so that it can assist me in choosing essences. I have one at home for when I need to ask questions and that kind of thing, and I use my pendulum to give me guidance on many different things. And the cool thing about a pendulum is that it can tell you yes or no answers. Yes, no, or maybe is basically what a pendulum will do for you. So here's how we use it. So we want to have a nice relaxed hand, and we're going to hold the pendulum. Now, I always try to tuck my arm in next to my body so that it's not like, kind of loose and waving out here. So tuck your arm in so it's nice and stable. And then position the pendulum, the tip of the pendulum, and position the tip of the pendulum right there under your palm, a few inches above. And now I usually breathe deeply and close my eyes when I'm about to use a pendulum. But first you want to calibrate it, and this one's already ready to go, and I'm asking it to show me yes. And you can see how my hand, I'm trying to keep it very still, both top and bottom hand. And this pendulum today is going in a clockwise motion. This is its yes answer. So if I answer a question, a yes/no question, and if the answer is yes, this is what I'm going to get from this pendulum today. Now, all pendulums are different, and they're different on different days sometimes. So I always check in a little bit, especially if I haven't used it for a while. So now I'm going to ask the pendulum to stop. And we'll just give it a second to go back to neutral. And now I'm going to ask the pendulum to show me a no answer. And like I said, I kind of close my eyes a little bit, take a nice deep breath, keep my hands very still, and wait for it to show me a no answer. So, no. Show me no. It looks like today a no answer from this pendulum is back and forth. So clockwise, yes, back and forth, no. You think it would be obvious that counterclockwise would be no, but sometimes that's not the case. And this is really what I'm getting from this pendulum today. So I'm going to go with it because we're just tuning into energy, and this pendulum doesn't really have the magic in it. The pendulum is a tool that shows us the energy, but it's not really, this is not the magic thing. Like I said, you could use a string with a paper clip on the end of it. It's just something that translates energy for you, kind of like a radio tuning thing. So that is how to ask a yes/no question, and sometimes the answer will be maybe, and maybe a lot of times is stillness, or I don't know is a stillness. You can also douse it for that as well. Perhaps this one today, because it's being interesting because it's getting filmed. Maybe today this one's maybe answer. I'm going to ask her to show me maybe. It's just sort of going back and forth and all over the place. It's not settling on anything. It's giving me a mixed message. So I'm going to interpret that maybe as a maybe. Now again, this is not the all-knowing something. It's just a translation of the probabilities and the likelihood or the truth, ultimate truth of a matter. So the better your questions that you ask your pendulum, the better answers you'll be. And of course, the more practice that you do with your pendulum, the better you're going to get at using it and getting really awesome information. Information that you can use, like for example, you can ask it a question like, does this have garlic in it or something? And a pendulum could help you with a yes/no answer. Might not be super practical to whip one of these out at the dinner table, but that's an example. An example that would be less likely to give you a really great set of information is, should I buy a car? An answer like that is kind of an opinion answer and needs lots of little pieces of information to be able to form that opinion. So the farther you break it down, the better. So would this car give me good gas mileage? Is this a good price for this car today? Is this salesman a swindler? You can start kind of getting an inkling for things, and then also go on your cognitive information, your physical information and environment, go on your feelings about the situation, and on the intuitive information that you get, and bring it all together so that you can make a really informed choice. And that is the true power of this. It's just getting a little extra info. It's like Googling the universe, if you will. So go ahead, and I'm going to leave a link to grab yourself an amazing pendulum at the end of this video. And if you found this really valuable, then I would love it if you would click the share button down there and let your friends and family know that there's a really easy tool that they can use. All right, until next time, I'm Vicki Rasadeva. Thanks.